Hi, everybody. It is Jen in Canada. It is January 1st, 2021. Happy New Year, everybody. Don't let 2020's door hit them on the way out. I'm so glad that 2020 is over and done with. 2021 has got to be better. We are currently in day 7 of lockdown where we are in Ontario. It's supposed to go for 28 days. But it's looking like they're going to probably extend it for another 28 days. And it's not a complete lockdown. Like the grocery stores are open, limited amount of people in them. Pharmacies are open. All of their stores are open for curbside pickup, so you can order stuff and pick it up, or you can go to the store and ask them to pick up the stuff and then pay at the door type thing. LCBO, that's the liquor store, is open. Beer store is open. Again, limiting amount of people to go in there. But that's about it. So, Thursday was New Year's Eve. Wednesday, we went out and got some groceries it was my normal grocery day, but also to get stuff for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day and this weekend and stuff. Basically a bunch of appetizer stuff. My original plan was to do Asian dumplings and that, but the store had none, and I was not going to go to another store. So we did appetizers, and we got meats for making like fondue, like Mongolian hot pot, or the grilling on the grilling flat thing. I can't remember what it's called. So we just have that. So I'm going to be doing a low spend January, or hopefully no spend, but probably just low spend. Typically, I spend about $900 in groceries. 2020 has kind of increased our groceries a bit because of costs of certain things. So it's been sometimes more for the groceries part. Plus, also that includes cleaning supplies, which has definitely increased in 2020. Plus, like feminine products and cat food, etc. Just after Christmas, I put an order at Costco to get my cats their cat food, as I needed to get a couple things there, and I was not going to go try and do the stores because Costco has been one of the ones that have been limiting the people in there, and people are lined up for like half hour outside. It's still cold. Like, it's not that cold right now. It's only about -5, -10 on any good day. We haven't had a snowstorm yet. We've had a little bit of dusting. Like, I've only shoveled the driveway once, which is very unusual. We had a kind of green Christmas, a little bit of dusting on Boxing Day. It's kind of melted. It's kind of been a cold melt. But for low spend January, I'm not planning on going to the grocery store till maybe next week, maybe the next week after. Depends on how the fresh fruit and vegetables go. We did do stuff on Wednesday, as I said. We used PC points. We got almost $350 worth of groceries, and I spent $2.39 because the rest was used on PC points. Now we got a lot of appetizers and meats and like a veggie platter and all these kind of extravagant, luxurious type of stuff because it was basically free. Thank you, PC Points. And we still have PC Points on my husband's card. My account, I still have, I think, $10 or $20. He has a couple hundred because the credit cards, the PC Point credit cards go with that, as well as mortgage, I think, also gave us PC Points too. Anyways, or it did at one time. So he always seems to accumulate a couple $100, and he uses it for things like New Year's Eve or Valentine's Day or something, going out to buy like the expensive things that we don't normally buy, like lamb or steaks or seafood and stuff like that. And then he doesn't feel guilty spending that money on because it's basically free anyways, right? You can see my tree is in the background. It's still going to be staying up for a while. We still have presents, you can see, kind of stacked up over there, not been put away. So we'll be doing that this weekend probably. We've just been slowly putting them away in each of our bedrooms this past week, like either using them or putting away. It's been an interesting 7 days. We went to lockdown Boxing Day, so I was able to get together with our bubble of my sister-in-law, mother-in-law on Christmas, and that is it. Now I'm still volunteering at the food cupboard on one day a week, where there's a limit of, I think there's 8 people in the building, using masks, hand sanitizer, but it's still an essential service. People have been needing to use the food cupboard. People are needing food. So we did go and spend a little bit more than what we were expecting to do in December. We did have the means to do so, but we did go a bit overboard just because 2020 has been kind of a sucky year. So we've done a lot more eating out, and a lot more of, actually bought a lot of like edible gifts and stuff for Christmas, like chocolates, like Ferrero Rochers and stuff like that, the fancier stuff. So it's kind of a time of indulgence. And we're locked down, so there's absolutely nothing to do. I mean, we could go for walks or go for a hike or something like that, but the ski hills are closed. I think the outdoor skating rinks might be open, or the Rideau Canal might be open. I know people have been going on the Iowa River and the Rio River skating because it's frozen in spots. But again, we don't drive, and there's not really. I don't want to spend money to really go somewhere to, because there's nothing open. Like there's no restaurants to get stuff from. Like our downtown is like ghost town. You know, the restaurants are open for takeout and that's it. And some of them aren't even being open. Like we have not gone out of Canada except to go to Chio this year, almost pretty much. We've stayed in Canada. We've done a little bit into Bell's Corners and Stittsville. Those are the other two like municipalities on either side of us. A 5-minute drive from where we live, but that's just to get to different stores. But we have really not done much. I've been the only one leaving the house to do anything. But we have enough food. I have too much food. I have freezer full, fridge full, pantries full. So we're going to be doing a lot more pantry meals and stuff. And I will take you with me on this journey of seeing what we eat. Today was just appetizers, leftovers from what we had yesterday. It's almost supper time. Well, we woke up late. We all woke up about noon today because we were up till like 2. Bringing in the new year, playing board games. But we will be having more appetizers. We have some beef vindaloo frozen meal and a buttered chicken frozen meal from President's Choice that we'll be heating that up probably with some more shrimp appetizers and popcorn chicken. We have those ones, as well as a shrimp ring and stuff. So that's probably what we're going to have. But I will bring you along with some of our meals. I do have black-eyed peas, so I want to make a black-eyed pea stew at some point, just because that's kind of what we like to have in January, something hearty, stick to your ribs type of meal. I've got lots of potatoes. Speaking of which, I got a bunch of potatoes, 2-bags, 10-pound bags from the food cupboard when I volunteered on Monday, because they were left over from before Christmas, and they just got their new shipment in. There was nothing really wrong with them. They were just been there for a while, and they didn't want to necessarily give them to their clientele. And I said, well, they look perfectly fine. I'll take them home. We love potatoes. So I'm going to be making potato soup and potato pancakes, latkes, over this weekend because we also have about 20 more bags, like 20 more pounds. So we have about 40 pounds of potatoes. So we'll be doing some potato recipes to use them up because we don't like to waste stuff. Also, I want to make a French onion soup because I've got still a lot of onions from beginning of December when I bought them a 10-pound bag of onions. So I'll probably bring you along, at least showing the end results of those meals. I'll always put the recipe below if I follow one or one that I get inspired from, that type of thing. So what did you guys do for New Year's Eve? Comment below. We ate appetizers. We had a bit of rum and coke and rum and eggnog. We played board games and we watched the ball drop in New York for New Year's Eve on the television. It was kind of a lackluster affair compared to other years because everybody's in lockdown. And we just spent the night in our PJs and had fun. But actually, our New Year's Eve rarely changes, whether we're in lockdown or not. It just depends. Sometimes we order food, sometimes we get more fancier food, but we usually tend to spend it with our immediate family anyways, in our pajamas, ringing in the new year. So, I want to say I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas and has a wonderful New Year, and that 2021 will be better than 2020 was. Have a great day. Bye, friends.